So I wanted to talk about the importance of action and how everything is solved through action. Any task that you need to complete, any way you need to solve anything in life or anything you want to do in life, all comes down to performing the action or not. Inaction is what causes worry, hopelessness, and anxiety. If you was to flip a coin consistently every single day for 10 years, you may end up being the best coin flipper in the world. Um, if you was to practice any instrument consistently for 10 years, you would be the best or you'd be elite at that instrument. Anything you put your mind to and you just perform the action, no matter what stage you are at the start, no matter how bad you are, all it is, the first step to getting better in anything and the first step to solving anything is getting familiar with it. If you've never cooked before, the first step in order to be able to cook is to get a pot and a pan, to get some utensils, to put some oil in the pan and let it all go wrong. And then you just build up from there, and then next thing you know, you start learning how to maneuver the pan around, what heat level to use to cook whatever it is, and then you just start getting into the habit, and then you start getting better and better. If you knew nothing about cooking but you was practicing it every single day for 6 months, do you still think that you'd be bad at it or even at the same level? You wouldn't. So the whole point of this video is, it's quite obvious that action solves everything, but people really need to understand how obvious it sounds, but a lot of people still, they haven't mastered that piece of knowledge, or it's not embedded in their heads. Like, you need to really understand, to solve anything, all it is just action. And a lot of people, they would spend years and years and years, months, weeks and days without doing any substantial action. They're not performing enough, they're not trying enough, they're not failing enough, so they're not going to progress enough. This is a video for the ambitious people. If you truly want to get better at whatever it is, you just need to put the time and you need to spend the hours in. If every day you've got 24 hours, right, and you're sleeping, let's say the average 7 or 8 hours of it, and then you've got the rest of the amount of hours to do whatever, you'd be a lot better than yesterday by performing 10 more push-ups and by taking better care of yourself, learning a bit more. ChatGPT is free as well, guys. Like, you can literally learn whatever you want, up to basic knowledge, I guess, on ChatGPT. And there's so many elements in life where you can delve into and you can just be a bit better than yesterday. And then that's where the momentum starts, and then you can build up from there, and then you can get better and better. If you wanted to learn a language, all you got to do is learn 10 words today, try and remember it. It can't be too hard, can it? And then you learn one more word tomorrow, and now you've got 11 words and you're better than yesterday. And then you learn, another word the next day, and then you get better. That's how you get better. You literally just put effort in, and all it is action. All it is action. That is literally all it is. So, as someone who, is very familiar with procrastination, I've just taught myself that even if I catch myself procrastinating for 5-10 minutes, that's only 5-10 minutes of my day. All I got to do is snap out of it and then just get to doing anything. I have to do anything now because I've just sat down procrastinating or laying down, on my phone. All I got to do now is just get up and do anything, and I've built momentum, and then you go from there. Really, that's literally all it is, and that's how you remain productive as well. Like, productive doesn't have to be constant work without a second of stopping, when it's just like, you're just doing anything and everything. It has to be intentional as well, and it has to be, with effort. Productivity comes from effort. It comes from action. It comes from sleeping a minute earlier and waking up a minute earlier to see another minute of daylight, and going outside, taking the sun in. If you live in a sunny place, obviously in England it's a bit harder, but you can still try. And yeah, it's just, you need to really understand. I don't know why my camera keeps cutting up, but you really need to understand that you can solve a majority of your problems within your control. Remember this, guys, within your control, just by performing action, just by doing anything and everything. I think most people are scared to fail. That's the issue. If we talk about the analogy of cooking again, people don't know how to cook at their big age. Let's just say, because it's an analogy, whether you like cooking or not or whatever, they're probably just scared to make a really bad dish and then eat it and not like it. But you're a lot better than to have not tried it, because all life is just you breathing, living, waking up, doing stuff and going back to bed. That's all life is. All life is you just wake up, you do a bunch of stuff, go to a bunch of rooms, and you walk out. You breathe, and when the night comes, it's time for bed, and you do it again. No matter what you do in that day, you are spending your years, and your whole life is an accumulation of you getting up from your bed, doing stuff and going back to bed. That's literally all it is. So, no matter how you feel about how meaningful or how meaningless life is, you still have one job, and that is, like, a very broad way to speak about it, is you just got to do stuff, and it's better to do it with the best of your ability, because it's proven that you're going to get more out of it. You're literally going to get more. I mean, it's not rocket science. You're going to get more out of life by just performing and putting a bit more effort in. And if you want to get better, all it is you just put that effort in and build up from it every single day. So, yeah, it's just something to remember, guys, and it's a reminder for myself as well.